Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Here.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross. Mr. Mosley.
Here.
Mrs. Carol Smith. Mrs. Strasburger.
Here.
Mrs. Warwick.
Here.
Mr. Wilson. Mr. Lavelle, President.
Here.
5 members present.
Thank you. For those who are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our next order of business is to amend the agenda. Is there a motion to amend?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The agenda has been amended. Our next order of business is proclamations, and we'll begin with Councilwoman Warwick.
Can we have everyone come up who's here for Eileen Yaknin? Everyone come up if you're all here for you. Yeah, come on in, come on in. Oh, we can do pictures at the end. We'll have counts. Everybody come up. Yeah. All righty. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you. So, whereas Eileen Yaknin is a neighborhood legal services attorney and litigation supervisor specializing in housing law, and whereas Eileen earned her Juris Doctorate from Boston College in 1977, and whereas Eileen will be retiring from neighborhood legal services, where she has worked as an attorney fighting for the rights of disadvantaged people for over 48 years, and whereas Eileen has dedicated her entire legal career to providing representation to low-income clients so that their legal rights are preserved and their voices are heard in the justice system, and whereas Eileen has been a mentor to countless law students and attorneys, both at neighborhood legal services and at legal aid organizations across the country, where she is known for her encyclopedic knowledge of housing law and her willingness to share her time and wisdom. And whereas Eileen has had a long and distinguished career as a litigator, representing clients in state and federal court in order to protect their civil rights. And whereas Eileen, along with her co-counsel Evelyn Welling, successfully represented a client before the United States Supreme Court in Clark versus Jeter, 486 U.S. 455, 1988, in which the Supreme Court upheld the rights of mothers of illegitimate children to seek child support under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. I see her remember, right? She's done so much that she's like, oh, right, that one. Yeah. Eileen was the lead attorney in Bray versus McKeesport Housing Authority, which preserved the due process rights for applicants for federally subsidized housing by ensuring that they had the right to a review by Pennsylvania courts. And whereas Eileen was the lead attorney in Calabro versus Prothanotary of Allegheny County, and her victory in that case led to the creation of new state rules of procedure to prohibit such illegal attachment of debtors' protected funds, thereby preventing predatory lenders from wrongfully attaching the bank accounts of hardworking Pennsylvanians. And whereas Eileen has repeatedly been recognized for her legal work and her dedication to serving the community, including receiving the Edward O'Connor Award for Public Interest Attorneys from the Allegheny County Bar Foundation in 2023, the New Person Award from the Thomas Merton Center in 2013, the Founders Award from the Pittsburgh AIDS Task Force in 2008, the Civil Legal Aid Attorney of the Year Award from the Pennsylvania Bar in 2008, the Lorraine Bittner Public Interest Lawyer of the Year Award from the, you remember that one, see? From the Allegheny County Bar Association in 2006, and the Striving for Excellence Award from the Pennsylvania Legal Aid Center in 1992. And whereas, in addition to her work, it's long, right? This is, in addition to her work fighting for the civil rights of the citizens of Allegheny County, Eileen has generously donated her free time to many local organizations, including the National Lawyers Guild, the American Constitutional Society, the Thomas Merton Center, J Street, Temple Sinai, Bend the Arc, and the Pittsburgh AIDS Task Force. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Eileen is a fierce advocate for the rights of the downtrodden, and her community is better off for her lifelong commitment to deliver civil legal services to low-income individuals. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Tuesday, December 9th to be Eileen Yaknin Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Councilwoman Warwick just asked me if I'd like to say a few words, and you can't do that to a lawyer and be told no. I wanted to start off by saying that I've mentioned to people before that that I have the most boring resume of anybody I know, because this has been working at Neighborhood Legal Services in Pittsburgh, where I moved to after law school, having no connections at all to Pittsburgh, has been my first and only job, but it has also been my passion, as it sounds like, for this whole period of time. And even though my resume of being at legal services is the only job is a little smaller, then the fact is that every single day I go to work and something new occurs, that a problem of our clients that I never would have dawned could have happened to our clients who are terribly disadvantaged, and do our best. We all do our best, and everybody at Neighborhood Legal Services, we do our best to try to help people who just live under such difficult circumstances all the time that we can't imagine, and have to try to figure out how they can live from day to day without having to deal with struggles of not having enough money to buy food, and the work that I've done mostly is helping people retain housing, which has, of course, become more and more challenging to our clients. Anyway, but it's time for me to move on and let the Young Turks take over, and I'm really, I'm so glad that I've had this opportunity to be part of this Neighborhood Legal Services for my career, and I thank the City Council, and I thank Chris Bergstrom, our director, for organizing this honor for me, which is a tremendous honor. Thank you.
And I do want to say, just, since we have you all here, and Eileen, we have you here, right now we are having very difficult budget conversations around here at the City of Pittsburgh. And one of the things that has been in the news and is floating around the conversation is the $10 million allocation for the Housing Opportunity Fund. And I hope that everyone here stands as a testament. Nobody ever wants to have to need a lawyer, right? That is like literally any citizen's worst nightmare, no matter what the scenario, right? But to find yourself being evicted from your home and to have cost-free legal services available to you in the City of Pittsburgh is critical. This is how we keep our most vulnerable people housed, and this is the work that the folks here, standing before you do every single day. And so I hope that that is a testament to how critical it is, no matter how all of these budget conversations shake out, that we continue to maintain. And I would say down the road, even increase the funding that we put forward as a city to make sure that our most vulnerable residents, our mothers and our kids, are able to stay in their homes. So with that, I'd like, if members want to come up for a photo?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this. And Maura was so wonderful to work with.
Else? I will go down the line. Councilman Charlin? Okay. Councilman Mosley?
Can Father Taylor and those who came with Father Taylor come up? Morning, Father Taylor. Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. Truly honored to have Father Taylor here in the chamber today. Yeah, I've gotten to know, I've known of Father Taylor for many years as a pillar in the Homewood community, but over the course of the last few months, we've gotten to know each other, personally, and we spent some time on a Saturday a few weeks ago with other faith leaders, and had a great conversation and learned so much more about so many contributions that he's made to the community. So, whereas on May 4th, 1974, Bishop Vincent Leonard ordained 23 priests at St. Paul Cathedral in Oakland, and Father David H. Taylor was among the 23 men. Father Taylor is one of only 2 African-American priests in the diocese, and I believe the first ever African-American priest in the Pittsburgh diocese. Early in his ministry journey, Father Taylor worked under noted African-American priest Father George Clements of Chicago, who was his early mentor. And whereas on his way to priesthood, Father Taylor earned a Master of Divinity at the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. He also studied at the Chicago Center for Black Religious Studies and completed a Master's of Arts degree in theology from Duquesne University. And whereas Father Taylor was made pastor of Holy Rosary Parish and School in 1986 during his tenure beginning in 1974 through early 1990s. The parish and school were staffed by the religious community and dedicated lay teachers. As the diocese shifted in the 1990s, Holy Rosary continued its mission by primarily serving economically disadvantaged African American students. This was made possible by the Extra Mile Educational Foundation, and whereas Father Taylor is very proud of his supportive role in education, his work includes Holy Rosary School and St. James School in Wilkinsburg, where both schools merged to form Sister Thea Bowman Catholic Academy in Wilkinsburg. Father Taylor has always believed that ministers must serve in and among the community. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare November 22nd, 2025 to be Father David H. Taylor Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Would you like to say a few words, Father?
I assure you I'm not going to give a sermon. I appreciate that very much. It has been a very joy for me to spend just about all my life in ministry here in the Pittsburgh area. And very uniquely, not only have I served in the East End, but the day I became a priest, I started living in Homewood, and I've lived in Homewood for all 51 years of my priesthood. And it's been a real challenge, but a blessing instead. And today, after retiring after 51 years, I still try to do my best to serve, which is a parish of St. Mary Magdalene now, which serves all the East End communities of Pittsburgh and our 2 schools. I've always, as the councilman said, believed that a church has to be of service to the community, and that I've tried in my own way, but I was never able to do any of that without the love and support of so many people that I've had throughout all those years. That's what a church is. A church is never an institution where one person accomplishes things. We accomplish it by working together for God's kingdom. And so now in my waning years, I thank God for the ministry that I've had, and I told the Lord, too, that as long as I can, I will continue to serve. So thank you all very much for honoring me today. Thank you.
And my chief of staff wanted to remind me that our staff, my wonderful staff, has pulled together some light refreshments in the back. So your Father Taylor and your guests are welcome to come back. Latia will be able to take you back. I'd like to invite my colleagues up to take a photo with Father Taylor.
Just so members are aware, an updated agenda is currently being printed and will be out shortly. Councilman Charlin?
Would the folks for Director Petrowski's proclamation come up? So it's fitting that the press shows up for this. I think this is the main event that you guys are all looking for. So thank you guys for being here. I'm here. I wanted to, first acknowledge that being an elected is very much a team sport, and we're very lucky here in South Pittsburgh. We kind of had a changing of the guard kind of all together, and we're here kind of to recognize Director Petrowski and her service as it comes to an end here. But I can't say how thankful I am to be part of that team of young people that have taken office. I guess I can still call myself a young person. We still have to deal something with Grandpa Coghill, but the rest of us are all we've got a young group here. So. Whereas School Board Director Jamie Petrowski honorably served on the Pittsburgh Public Schools Board of Directors from 2021 to 2025, representing the communities of South Pittsburgh, and whereas Director Petrowski, who has long championed the importance and promise of public education for every student in the city, and whereas Director Petrowski's tenure represents a meaningful changing of the guard in South Pittsburgh, marking a moment when a new generation of young civic leaders stepped into roles with renewed energy and commitment to public service. And whereas during her service, Director Petrowski served as the chair of Policy Committee and the co-chair of the Education Committee, offering steady leadership and guiding critical policy development for the district. And whereas Director Petrowski played a key role in crafting and advancing policies that strengthen board operations, increase transparency, and improve district functionality, including policies that improved internal board governance, allowed the district to formally accept sponsorship funds, and created the student board representative policy, ensuring students' voices have a meaningful place in the district decision-making. And whereas Director Petrowski consistently advocated for Pittsburgh's most vulnerable and at-risk students, including English language learners, students facing instability, and families navigating systemic barriers, always centering equity, dignity, and community participation in her decisions. And whereas beyond her school board service, Director Petrowski also served on the Carnegie Library Board of Pittsburgh Board of Trustees, further demonstrating her dedication to literacy, education access, and community enrichment. And whereas Director Petrowski is a lifelong Pittsburgher residing in the Carrick neighborhood, a dual degree graduate of the University of Pittsburgh School of Social Work and Public and International Affairs, and a licensed social worker in Pennsylvania, grounding her leadership in compassion, professional expertise, and a deep commitment to public service. And whereas the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize and honor Director Jamie Petrowski for her exceptional service to Pittsburgh Public Schools, her steadfast advocacy for equitable education, and her unwavering dedication to students and families across the district. And now therefore be it resolved, the council extends its gratitude to Director Petrowski for years of service and for a lasting contribution to the City of Pittsburgh and its future generations. And be it further resolved, the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare December 9th, 2025 to be Jamie Petrowski Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May we have a motion to approve?
So move.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Councilman Charlin. He always reminds me, I feel so old anymore, especially next to these folks. But, it wasn't too long ago, I was the young one on city council. It just goes like that, So I just want to say congratulations, Jamie. Thank you for serving. That is not an easy job, as we know. People think we have a tough job, but I think school board member is probably a tougher job than city council with all that you've been faced with in your tenure. So I also want to thank the other folks here, Representative Benham. We, as Councilman Charlin said, we work as a team in the South Hills, and we're a strong, young team, and we're going to continue to be so. So thank you all for being here. Congratulations. It's well deserved.
Thought my speech giving days were over now that I'm not at the table anymore, but I want to extend my gratitude and appreciation to Councilperson Charland and Councilman Coghill, and of course the wonderful people here with me today, and just reflecting on my service on the school board, but actually my stint in public service actually started here with a former councilwoman while I was in graduate school. So I think it's really wonderful that it kind of has come full circle. And of course, I wouldn't be here without, my colleagues here with me. I have known Bob for, I think, 9 years now at this point. And we met while he was in Councilman Krause's office. And I met Jess, while she was campaigning, and Jamie. And then, of course, Devin was my colleague on the board, and working together with Councilman Coghill and even Councilwoman Strausberger being my mentor on the Carnegie Library Board of Trustees. So I am just very appreciative of all of the support, and as the councilman alluded to, the teamwork that we have, because these governing bodies are stronger working together, and I am hopeful that that will continue, though I'm not on the board anymore, but hopefully those relationships have been repaired. I'm very proud of the work that I've done, and just very grateful again for the teamwork in this room, and I hope it continues. So thank you.
No, you're good. You're good.
next to his picture.
So, Mr. Tompkins, you please come forward. What I will also say about sort of the relationship between being an elected official is that you also have advocates and within the community that also push. And within PPS, because I'm going next, this is actually, I didn't know, this is also related to education, is that we have a historical legacy within the city of various advocates from within our community fighting to ensure that African American students in particular got a fair chance and got a fighting chance within our school system to receive a wonderful education. And so we wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that history today. Whereas for generations, African American students and families in Pittsburgh have fought tirelessly to access equitable, high quality education from the founding of the African American Educational Society in 1832 and the opening of the African American School in 1833 to decades of advocacy against segregation, exclusion, and discriminatory practices within the Pittsburgh public schools. Whereas grounded in the scholarship and leadership of the late Dr. Barbara Sizemore, a nationally respected educator, researcher, and activist, Pittsburgh's black community organized through the 1980s to confront persistent racial disparities in student achievement, discipline, hiring, curriculum representation, and access to advanced programs. Whereas on August 24th, 1992, 5 African-American parents, supported by the Advocates for African-American Students in the Pittsburgh Public Schools, filed a landmark complaint with the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission alleging systematic racial discrimination in PPS, leading to a decade-long oversight and reform effort. Whereas this complaint challenged inequities, including disproportionate suspensions of African-American students, exclusion from special programs, unequal grading practices, lack of culturally relevant instruction, and hiring practices that failed to support African-American educators and leadership. Whereas the subsequent 2006 PHRC conciliation agreement and the creation of the Equity Advisory Panel formalized community-driven oversight of PPS's obligation to close racial achievement and opportunity gaps. And whereas the advocates and EAP, through testimony, monitoring, community forums, and policy recommendations, helped establish and advance initiatives such as the Office of Equity and the PPS Equity Plan, Getting to All. We promise programming, restorative practices, and ongoing strategies to address disparities in discipline, placement, school climate, and educational opportunity. Whereas community leaders, including Wanda Henderson, Bill Lohman, Huberta Jackson Lohman, Tomanika Howes, Dr. Anthony Mitchell, Dr. Marilyn Barnett, Ron Suber, Carl Redwood Jr., Dr. Lewis Venison, Mark Brentley, and the late attorney Leroy Hodge, among many others, have served as steadfast advocates for Pittsburgh's children and families. Whereas the legacy of the advocates stands on one of Pittsburgh's most significant grassroots educational justice movements, embodying a commitment to accountability, equity, and the belief that all children deserve schools that recognize, nurture, and honor their greatness. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare December 9, 2025 to be Advocates for African American Students in the Pittsburgh Public Schools Day in the City of Pittsburgh. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. I do have some brief remarks. President Daniel Lavelle, City Council members, on behalf of my colleagues on the Equity Advisory Panel, Wanda Henderson, our EAP leader, Tomanika Howes, Dr. James Stewart, Dr. Anthony Mitchell, Dr. Regina Holly, and Dr. Sister Aisha. Thank you for the recognition of the EAP with this proclamation. Again, the proclamation is self-explanatory. The struggle has been for some time. We're trying to uplift the quality of education for all students, but particularly those students who somewhere along the lines fall within the gaps. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Wayne Walters, the superintendent of the Pittsburgh Public Schools, and Dr. Kimberly Cruz, who's the executive director of the Office of Equity. Again, thank you to Councilman Lavelle, his staff person Dan Wood, who made this happen. This Thursday, December the 11th from 5 to 8, the Carnegie Museum of Art will host a Where Do We Go From Here? Where do we go from here? You are all invited and welcome to attend. Parking's free, food, drumming, and there'll be a panel conversation as well. So again, thank you, and may God bless you during this season. That's it.
And Councilwoman Strasburger? Oh, okay, cool. Councilman Coghill first.
Thank you. Would John McClory and the rest of the 5th Division please come up? You know, I wanted to say on behalf of our Councilwoman Teresa Cale Smith, she had a conflict of scheduling today, but nobody respects and admires the work that you do more than she does. So she asked me to read a proc, and it is my honor to read this proc as well. So, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Good seeing you guys. So, anybody that knows my district, at least the part that John and his team take care of in Beachview, has some of the most challenging hills you ever want to imagine. We have the steepest hill in North America, and it's really an artwork to see them clean the streets. And I'm heavily dependent on John and his team. And, you know, you've always been there. You always answer the call. How many years of service you have now?
38.
38 years of service. So, so it is my honor to read this proclamation. And thank you personally and publicly for all the work you do and for always being there for me when I have to call you. So you've always been there. So whereas the Department of Public Works Street Maintenance Bureau steadfastly serves the city of Pittsburgh through its essential responsibilities, including snow and ice removal, street patching and sweeping, disaster response, and land record management, ensuring our streets remain safe, clean, and accessible for all. And the Bureau is organized into 5 divisions, with the 5th Division led by Street Maintenance Supervisor John McClory, covering the majority of District 2. And whereas John McClory began his career with the city of Pittsburgh in 1985 in a temporary role at the city garage, becoming a full-time member of the Department of Public Works in 1988. Over the years, he advanced from skilled labor to acting foreman across the Public Works and Parks divisions, where he stayed for 14 years. He later excelled as a tractor operator proficient in all street maintenance equipment. And whereas in 2006, John became the acting supervisor of the Department of Public Works 5th Division, ultimately earning the position of street maintenance supervisor, a role he has honorably held since 2007. Since 2014, he has also served as a backup DPW operations superintendent, stepping into a superintendent role whenever called upon. And whereas Supervisor McClory currently leads a dedicated team of 26 laborers and drivers and 4 foremen within the 5th Division. He is supported by Ryan Murray, Parks Maintenance Manager of the Emerald Park Division, who oversees 14 laborers and 1 foreman. He is responsible for maintaining parks and playgrounds, 34 of which are in District 2, as well as senior centers within the 5th Division. In addition, Ryan and his crew provide support with tasks such as snow removal whenever needed. And whereas through their steadfast cooperation and commitment, the 5th Division and Emerald Park Division work tirelessly to protect the safety and well-being of Pittsburgh's residents and visitors. And now therefore it be resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh hereby recognizes and commends the Department of Public Works 5th Division and Emerald Park Division for their dedicated service to our community. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh hereby recognizes and commends the Department of Public Works 5th Division and the Emerald Park Division for their dedicated service and community. Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Tuesday, December 9th, 2025 to be DPW 5th Division and Emerald Park Division Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Can you say a few words? If you know me, Anthony, I'm not really a good speaker here, so we're going to go through this. First off, I'd like to thank my family. Ended up coming down. My wife, Kelly, for putting up with me for 30 years, not being home 16 hours or more. But then she said she kind of liked a good snowstorm because I'm out of her way. She gets more done at the house. So I'd also like to thank my sister. She's always supported me in anything I did since we were little. And she's always been there for me. And my brother-in-law didn't want to come up. He's sitting back there. He's more of a brother to me. Anything in the family, anybody needs help, he's always first to be there. So I just want to let you guys know I love you. Second of all, I'd like to thank my crews, the men and women of 5th Division and Emerald Park. I mean, I always say, and people laugh when I say this, but I do mean it, teamwork builds success. And what we have, Ryan and I have in the 5th Division and Emerald Park, that's why we get the job done. The bottom line, get it done. I don't care if it's parks, public works, no, it says City of Pittsburgh. And that's how we operate out of our divisions. I want to thank my foreman, Jeff McManus, second in command, my other foreman, Tom Rahuba, Eric Paulus, and Craig Paulus. I'd like to thank them. Between us, we have almost 200 years experience. I mean, so we get the job done. As I like to say, I wanted to thank them. Ryan's foreman, George Merva. That's Ryan's foreman, but he's our resident IT guy. Anything with a computer, George can fix it. I think that's about it. I think I got everything. I wanted to get Teresa Bashane here, so I hope she loses my number. I know she's retired. Since she ain't here, congratulations. I hope you lose my phone number unless you're calling me to tell me you're bringing over a vat of hot sausage. Tom's delivering it. But no, I wish her all the luck in the world. I'm sure she'll be in touch with me. Thank you very much.
Can I ask other members to come up, please, and pose for the picture? And John, I'm going to give you this. Okay, man. Just make sure it always wants to fall out. There you go. There you go. Good job.
Thank you.
John looks taller.
Thank you.
And Councilman Strasburger.
So I too will be reading a proclamation on behalf of Councilwoman Cale Smith. Can everyone here from Amazon Pitts and Colleen Bowers come up, please? Councilwoman Cale Smith is unfortunately attending a funeral this morning and could not be here today. Yeah, good to see you again. Thanks for being here. Whereas, in recognition of Brian Crawford, Amazon Pit 5 site lead, Sarah Carrick-Christos, Senior PXT Business Partner, Nate Hubert, Senior Operations Manager, and Samoan Lee, former Pit 5 learning trainer and current site lead with the CXO Amazon Return Center, who for the past 5 years have supported and continue to support the Bowers family in promoting domestic violence awareness. And whereas Pit 5 and corporate have internal training concerning domestic violence, this training includes Colleen Bauer's story that went global internally within Amazon in memory of her daughter and mom of two, Melissa, who was murdered by her ex-boyfriend in 2012. And whereas Amazon Pit 5 have led the way of bringing domestic violence awareness and help to the center of victims with projects, coats, and other needs, including financial donations. And whereas whenever Colleen presents a need to them for the Center of Victims, they have answered the call, including 30 coats that were needed last year as an emergency. And whereas they also coordinated the pickup of 7.5 pallets of blankets purchased through the Colleen Bauer's You Are Not Alone campaign, enlisted volunteer associates from Pit 5 to pack them and cover the shipping costs. Although no longer with Pit 5, Amazon employee Simone Lee also personally transported many of the blankets to designated locations. And whereas Amazon has an 8x10 signage for their employees to reference the services for domestic violence if needed, featuring the global story of the Bowers family and their loss through domestic violence. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize Amazon Pit 5 and their outstanding commitment, compassion, and unwavering dedication to supporting survivors of domestic violence and raising domestic violence awareness within our community. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Tuesday, December 9th, 2025 to be Amazon Pit 5 Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
I'm Colleen Bowers. My daughter was murdered February 2012, and I can't thank City Council, especially Tony, Councilman Tony Coghill, Teresa especially, for always being supportive on every endeavor that I've done and the proclamations and notoriety that has evolved through the years. But this group of people here from Pit 5, and I'm going to get a little teary-eyed, I have been with Amazon for 8 years, but it took a few site leads down, okay, to at least get some kind of acknowledgement of pushing the subject matter of domestic violence awareness. And through Brian Crawford, the site lead of Pit 5, he took the initiative with Sarah, the business partner for HR, and operations manager with Nate Hubert, and to do everything they have done since then on every step of the way, be it the blankets, which was phenomenal, picking them up from Costco, but and Simone delivering the ones that were more or less local to just, reduce some cost in that and give more of a personal touch. And I have to thank, just as a fact, I'm with CXO, which is the Return Center now. I have to thank Ian Sheridan, who's our regional manager, and Amy Kurlankist, and I probably messed her name up, okay, for even coming to support Simone and myself, because that's our business unit. But I'm going to shut up now, but I wanted to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, thank them from the bottom of my heart, and I'm not done yet.
Unless anyone else would like to say, no? Okay. No, I think just speaking on behalf of Pit 5 and obviously the dozens of people who were involved with these efforts that couldn't be here today, I think we're all very fortunate that we got to know and learn a little bit more about Colleen and her story. I'm fortunate that we were able to amplify her voice and her mission, provide some resources to other local Pittsburghers that in need, and ultimately honor her daughter's legacy. Thank you.
And we have 2 proclamations to be read into the record.
Councilman Mosley presents, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare December 5th, 2025 to be Elder Ronald A. Golden Day in the City of Pittsburgh. And Councilmember Teresa Kilsmith presents, be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Monday, December 8th, 2025 to be Christy Porter Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both proclamations have been approved. Next, we'll move on to will of councils. You can begin with mine, and you just need to read the now therefore be it resolved, not the whole thing.
Which one? You want me to read all that?
Yeah.
Council President Lavelle presents, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh urges the Allegheny County Council and the Allegheny County Executive to begin the process of a comprehensive county-wide property reassessment to restore accuracy, uniformity, and fairness for residents and businesses alike. Be it further resolved that the council emphasizes the urgent need to stabilize the commercial tax base, reduce inequitable burdens on working families and longtime homeowners, and correct the impacts of a declining CLR. Be it further resolved that the City of Pittsburgh commits to working with the county and community partners to ensure that the reassessment process is transparent, equitable, and includes robust public education and support particularly for seniors, low-income homeowners, and neighborhoods with histories of racial and economic exclusion. And be it further resolved that a copy of this will of council shall be transmitted to the Allegheny County Council, the Allegheny County Executive, and the Allegheny County Office of Property Assessments.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The will of council has been approved. Next is the will of council regarding the 2026 budget.
Councilmember Strasburger presents, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh has determined that the 2026 budget proposal has been asked to approve does not represent a spending plan that adequately serves the needs of Pittsburgh residents. Be it further resolved that while each council member holds individual views on the best financial course of action, it is the consensus of City Council as a body that the mayor's proposed 2026 operating budget and related revenue bills, as written, require major changes before the December 31st fiscal year deadline. Be it further resolved that this council calls on the mayor's office, the Office of Management and Budget, the Department of Finance, and other relevant executive agencies to reevaluate the proposed 2026 operating budget and related revenue bills to address the concerns that have been raised by council members. Be it further resolved that this council expects the mayor's administration to participate in joint meetings with members and staff to rectify the gaps in the city's spending plan and cooperate in drafting amendments to this effect. And be it further resolved that a copy of this will of council shall be transmitted to the mayor's office and the director of the Office of Management and Budget.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The will of council has been approved. That moves us on to public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation, which may be before city council. Profanity will not be permitted. After you are called, please restate your name, provide your neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Elena Zaitsoff. I do not see her online. All right, our next speaker is Dr. Ronald N. Miller.
What a morning. Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Central Lawrenceville. and Ora Reita Ichi, the woven city in Japan. Human AI robot interweave is the goal. Global Intelligence Society candidate for President of the United States 2028, Global Information Intelligence Network.net, American Mathematical Society, the International Neural Network Society, and the Association for Asian Studies, among others. A concern of council is the vote. Concerns of council include the vote, ally cities, and neighborhoods. My concerns through initiatives: 1, vote by voter verification, ally cities, and neighborhoods. The math of Arsenal Middle School has zero foundation in Goodale incompleteness, but the universe of the CLP Lawrenceville has Tegmarkian infinite foundation, since to him everything is math. Pittsburgh city neighborhood, Lawrenceville? No, according to the Pittsburgh city government, there is Upper Lawrenceville, Lower Lawrenceville, and Central Lawrenceville, all neighborhoods. Who divided Lawrenceville, Ms. Gross? Did you have something to do with that? Elite, the limit toward infinity, auto-kratos action. Egalite, limit toward zero of demos kratos, people rule. No objection from Ms. Gross on this. A boundary of Lawrenceville neighborhood central LNC is defined by Allegheny River, Allegheny Cemetery, 40th Main, and Mossfield Streets. Vector to zero of an LNC voter referendum, and vector toward infinity of a non-LNC Democratic Party government imposition. What is needed is vote by voter verification grounded in an NCE, Neighborhood Elected Council, an LNC. But Ms. Gross shows no support for interest in a local neighborhood elected council idea or its implementation. Shows no support for vote by voter verification for whom? This inaction of Ms. Gross shows that she does not care if your vote is lost or listed wrongly. Robotics is a big deal in LNC and the larger Lawrenceville community. Do LNC neighborhooders do Pittsburghers want a city weaving together humans and AI and robots together? What do you think about this, Ms. Gross, since robotics is a big deal in Lawrenceville? I think this is a big problem.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Patricia Carnoval. I don't believe she's with us. Our next speaker is Jasmine Green.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Green, Regent Square / Wilkinsburg. I came here today first to thank council members Warwick, Gross, and Charlene for taking time to meet with our community safety group. We Keep Us Safe, as well as the Youth Working Group, which is the advisory committee for Pittsburgh 2050. I just came to formally invite everyone on council, as well as the city of Pittsburgh, to our youth forum, which is taking place this Saturday from 2 to 4. These brilliant youth leaders are leading a forum about community safety, school safety, as well as mental health in the city of Pittsburgh. We also are prioritizing youth voices in this space, so anyone in the city between the ages of 16 and 26, if you come, your voices are going to be prioritized, but we also are inviting parents, community leaders, experts, anyone who is interested about community safety from the perspective of youth to also attend. If you would like more information about this, please visit our website or just send us an email at info@onehood.org. You can also find it on social media as well. But thank you. I just want to extend that invitation to you all. Have a good day.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Abby Ray Lacombe.
Good morning, Council. It's really great to see you all again, and I want to start Just acknowledging the really difficult position that you are in this budget season, and to extend my support in any way possible to help you work together and work with the mayor's office to find resolution that's going to support housing. I am a resident of Garfield neighborhood. I am also the executive director of Rent Help Pittsburgh. We are a nonprofit that works with the city, the URA, the county, and our partners in the Allegheny Housing Stabilization Collaborative to keep residents safely housed and ensure that landlords are made financially whole when tenants experience major life setbacks. Inside of the city of Pittsburgh alone, Rent Help Pittsburgh's programs directly serve and prevent displacement for more than 2,000 families every year. The Housing Opportunity Fund is a primary local source that makes this possible. And without it, thousands of households would lose their homes annually across every district represented here. Last year, more than 3,900 eviction filings occurred in just 6 city council districts. Districts 2, 3, and 4 accounted for about 43% of eviction filings in the city, and districts 1, 6, and 9 accounted for roughly 46%. In districts 1, 6, and 9, we operate the Lawyer of the Day program. Nearly half of families in those courts reached a positive outcome in court. That is not just households we worked with. Our households that we serve have closer to a 60% positive outcome in court, and more than 80% end up staying in their homes. Inside of the courts as a total, we see close to 50% that stay in their homes right out the gates, and another 25% that we are able to connect with rental assistance so that they can stay housed. Similar size, districts 2, 3, and 4, where we have not expanded Lawyer of the Day yet, positive outcomes are only 26%, and we are not able to get them connected with rental assistance as frequently. You all have consistently shown leadership in investing in eviction prevention, both through the Housing Opportunity Fund, but also more recently by dedicating Stop the Violence funds to allowing us to expand these programs. I really want to urge you to continue and deepen that commitment as we move forward. The families we serve are overwhelmingly very low income. Nearly 3/4 are below 30% of the area median income. They are not in crisis due to irresponsibility, but due to normal life setbacks that put strain on all households, such as deaths in the family, loss of transportation, sick children, and layoffs. We don't see 75% of our clients ever again, and those that we do see actually have a higher chance of having a positive outcome in court. I want to emphasize that these programs make our communities safer, they make housing more stable for Pittsburghers, and they make our neighborhoods stronger. Thanks, bye.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Natalie Ryan.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. I am Natalie Ryan, and I serve as the Director of Housing Stabilization at Action Housing, a partner in the Allegheny Housing Stabilization Collaborative. I'm here today to highlight how essential the Housing Opportunity Fund and Stop the Violence funds are in keeping Pittsburgh families safely housed. From 2021 through 2024, more than 11,371 City of Pittsburgh families received rental assistance that prevented eviction and kept a roof over their heads. This need was especially concentrated in several council districts. In District 6, we supported 1,290 households, District 9 supported 1,016, and District 2 supported 818. Altogether, this assistance totaled over $55 million. These funds stabilized families, prevented homelessness, and ensured landlords received resources they otherwise would have lost. Evicting a tenant can cost on average $5,000, so avoiding this by keeping tenants housed saves money and is truly a win for all, allowing landlords to reinvest in their properties and strengthen their neighborhoods. We know that those that we serve are residents who are so low income and are only one crisis away from losing everything. We also know who's most at risk of eviction. 10% of county residents facing eviction are age 65 or older, which is 5 times the national average. On the other end of the spectrum, nearly half of the households we support include minor children, and more than half are single-parent households. The most common age to experience eviction is during childhood. Our children and our seniors, those who have the least protection, are the people most harmed and when rental assistance is reduced. We know that human impact of eviction is profound. When children lose their housing, their academic progress is set back an average of 6 months. Families don't just lose their homes, they lose their community. Children have to leave behind friends, teachers, routines, and adults they trust. Parents must rebuild support networks from scratch, meet new neighbors, navigate new schools, and try to make new connections while already under enormous stress. That is why I'm urging you today to maintain full funding for rental assistance and the vital programs supported through both Stop the Violence funding and the Housing Opportunity Fund. These investments are prevention efforts that stabilize families before crises escalate, reduce conditions that fuel violence, and protect the residents who face the highest risks. Cutting these funds would mean turning away families who have nowhere else to go at a time when eviction filings are rising and the need is growing. Your continued commitment keeps seniors safely housed, protects children from displacement, and preserves stability for thousands of Pittsburgh families. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Martina Wolf Bastistone, excuse me. Batistastone.
Battistone, no worries. Good morning, council members. My name is Martina Battistone. I am a resident of Troy Hill in District 1, and I'm here today on behalf of Inform Up. We received 168 survey responses with representation from all 9 districts concerning issues discussed in council last week. The first, regarding cutting funding for the Housing Opportunity Fund, we asked, the city must cut $30 million. The $10 million Housing Opportunity Fund supports affordable housing, development, and rental assistance. Should council protect, reduce, or cut this funding? 42% of respondents said the program should be fully funded, 30% support making significant cuts, and 25% support minor cuts. A resident in Marshall Shadeland, in support of the funding, said that affordable housing should be a top priority, while a resident in Highland Park said that the city needs to get its own financial house in order before considering subsidizing anything, including low-income housing. With regards to the vehicle maintenance bill, we asked if the city should consider bringing repair work in-house. 77% of respondents somewhat or strongly agreed, while 11% somewhat or strongly disagreed. A resident from Morningside said that garage maintenance should never have been shut down. Outside vendors do not care if a snowplow gets back on the road quickly, but city employees do. A resident in Squirrel Hill expressed skepticism that it would actually be cheaper to have vehicle maintenance done in-house. And finally, with respect to the pilot bus pass program, we asked, given the $30 million shortfall, should the city prioritize a pilot to provide free bus passes to downtown employees, even if funded by grants or other non-city sources? 45% said that yes, the program is worth pursuing. 23% said yes, but only with outside funding, and no. While a resident in Squirrel Hill said that many employees who work downtown can't afford city bus passes. The money from this pilot needs to go to expanding bus service and helping those on the lower to middle end of the financial strata. Thank you again for your time, and a complete survey report will be emailed later today.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Bob Damewood.
Good morning, Council, and happy Eileen Yaknin Day. My name is Bob Damewood. I'm a staff attorney with Regional Housing Legal Services and a resident of Mount Washington. So in 2015 through 2017, the people and organizations that later formed the Pittsburgh Housing Justice Table worked to create and fund the Housing Opportunity Fund. The funding source that we identified for that was a 1% realty transfer tax. And, so over those two years, we worked to generate a great deal of public support for that increase. In 2017, council implemented that 1% realty transfer tax and approved a cooperation agreement with the URA, pledging $10 million a year to fund the HOF. Last year, that 1% RTT generated $16 million worth of revenue for the city. In the first 10 months of this year, it generated $12.5 million worth of revenue, and it's conservatively estimated to generate $13 million next year. So in addition to the housing stabilization results that have already been talked about, and in addition to the increased real estate tax revenue generated by HOF-funded development projects, the HOF funding mechanism is a net revenue generator for the city of Pittsburgh. Now, not all council members know about this history, and I'm sure that the idea of cutting the HOF to balance the budget was made in good faith. But keeping the RTT revenue while defunding the use that justified that tax increase to begin with would be a fundamentally dishonest thing to do, and it would be beneath the dignity of this of council. So, I understand council is in a very difficult situation. You have to make tough choices. I do not envy your position. But whatever solutions you develop, hopefully with the administration, it shouldn't perpetrate a bait and switch on the Pittsburgh taxpayer. So, hey, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Our last registered speaker is Swain Uber.
Good morning, everyone. It's probably no surprise that I am also here to talk about housing. I live in Point Breeze. My name's Swain Uber, and I'm here to speak regarding both the Housing Opportunity Fund and the Stop the Violence Fund's support of eviction prevention programming and rental assistance, and why it's absolutely critical that both sources are maintained to do that work. Obviously, we're also here on a day where one of our local housing heroes, Eileen Yaknin, was honored, and rightfully so, for all the incredible work that she's done throughout her career and all the progress she fought hard to achieve doing this exact same work, making sure that our most vulnerable residents can stay in their homes and not be pushed either out of the city or onto the streets. Like Eileen, I'm a legal aid attorney, though I work for Neighborhood Legal Services' sister organization, Community Justice Project, where I manage and run different eviction prevention programs in the city and county. For context, I know it's already been discussed some, but there were 4,403 eviction cases filed last year within the city of Pittsburgh. Outreach was conducted through funding provided in these programs to every single member for whom there is contact information working with the county DHS. During that year, the Lawyer of the Day program, however, only covered 4 of the 12 courts within the city, where 1,772 cases were filed, around 40% of the filings within the cities. Those families received access to legal representation, resource navigation, and potentially rental assistance to help get them remain in their homes. That means that nearly 60% of the city was not covered by the Lawyer of the Day program, leaving 2,631 families without access to program supports like those. The interventions that we have set in place, obviously some people have already discussed it specifically, but they're effective. We know that very few households return to the system and the program once they've been helped by it, and even those that do actually have a higher success rate on the second or third time in. However, I do want to again emphasize that these successes are not yet repeated around the city. There is funding that I know you all supported last year. It's coming. We are planning to expand. However, if there is additional funding cut, those expansions would not be sustainable or possible, and there would still be that significant disparity between folks in the Hill who get that representation and get that support, whereas if you live in Hazelwood, you will not. The same is true for people on the north side. The entire north side has support. However, people in Beltshoover do not currently have that support. If funding is cut from either source, these families will continue to face homelessness without the same level of support as their fellow Pittsburghers who happen to live across a magisterial district court line. Everyone deserves a better chance to stay in their homes, and much like my partner said, we're happy to talk to you how to figure out to make sure that we can maintain that sort of funding for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now take comments from those in chambers. If there's anyone in chambers wishing to speak, please come forward at this time. Provide your name and neighborhood for the record.
Good morning, Harold Keller from Beachview. The reason I'm here is it's been over a year now since Pittsburgh Cable Television, PCTV, has closed its doors. And at that time, I had a show on there for 15 years. It gave me the opportunity that I would have never gotten in mainstream to develop a cult following of uncensored, shock comedy, above shock comedy, free speech, in other words, free speech that could never have been done anyplace else. And now society needs free speech more than ever with what's going on. And I made that vow that free speech will not stop just because that station stopped. Because with what's going on now, you've got to have people on there who will say what needs to be said and not worried about getting sued, being politically correct, but doing it in a satirical, humorous, not preachy way, a way that can resonate with everybody. Maybe offensive to some, not for everybody. Some will hate it, but it's got to continue. It's got to continue, especially everybody knows what freedom of speech is. They're trying to take it away in this country, and it will not stop, and I will not let it stop. I have cancer. I practically live at the cancer center, and I have a routine with the staff members over there that you got to keep me alive until at least we can get freedom of speech back. I can get back on the air. Other people can get on, do their thing. So you got to keep me alive because I got really bad cancer, but I'm not going to let it stop me. And I can prove through satire and humor, not in a preachy way, that people would not appreciate, but still be offensive and inappropriate, but also try to be profound and ingenious and brilliant to keep free speech alive. That is what I'm fighting for, because I may not have much time left, and heroes work over there, and I could be a hero who's a patient there if I could make this country see that we need freedom of speech, and I did it. I accomplished it. You can go to Copilot, Microsoft, anything on the web, and find out that I did accomplish it, and I want to accomplish it again before my time's up. And it's just a thing that I'm very, very, very gonna have, because this country cannot let freedom of speech disappear. Pittsburgh can play a part if they can do something to bring public access back. They can play a part keeping free speech alive. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 715 Mercer Street. That's the high rise right at the top of Bedford. I had my sign that I usually bring, and it got my son, August Wilson. There's other, Brenda Tate, different people I have on there. Well, I go to the A+, that's down there at the end of town. And when I had the sign, the owner said, oh, he says, I knew that man. He was talking about August Wilson. He said when August Wilson used to come to town, he would stay upstairs in the hotel up over there. He said a very, very kind man, very good man. And he said, you know, one day he would come and talk to August quite a bit because, like I said, he lived upstairs. He said, and he left one time, and the man said, did you know who this man, who you were talking to? And he was saying no. He said, I didn't know that he was as famous as he was. And I explained to him, you see me, I'm going to city council. When August Wilson came to town, which I talked to him 3 times, but when he came here, he was sitting, and I looked, I said, that's August Wilson. So I ran back, and I had the proclamation. I sat next to him, and I said, I know who you are, sign this. So he signed it, and I went and I sat down, and I looked back, and he was chuckling. But he told me to keep coming and telling you my story, because if I don't, it's his story. So your story, his story. I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you this because we are suffering. You sit there you don't understand what's happening in our neighborhood. And that's why we were told to come to tell you so you can see what's happening. Now, I told you before I worked at Neighborhood Legal Services. So Eileen Yackman, when I seen her, I said, oh, I thought it was Mary Martin. I thought it was a Martin, but it's Yackman. So anyway, I went to her and I said to her, Eileen, do you remember me? And she had wrote down, and she said, it was an honor that you were here to see me receive this. Because I worked with her and Evelyn Welling. I was there when they went before the Supreme Court and won their cases. When they speak about Eileen and the majority of those lawyers that they had, most of them, quite a few of them came from well-to-do families, but they fought for the poor people. I saw them. These lawyers, the reason why I get mad at Jens is because you seem like you know everything, but these lawyers, Evelyn Welling, Margaret Lattimore, that used to work here for the city, they used to come and get me and Margaret. If they had a question that they didn't understand, because they were white and we were black, and they would come and they would ask us, well, what did we think about it? Tell us your point of view. And that's what you're supposed to listen to, what we tell you, so you know what to do.
Good morning, Special Agent Sunshine. The missing child, Cerise Taylor, I'm so tired of saying that because I'm no longer missing. I'm very much alive. I want to talk to you today. A couple things. I want to first give a shout out to David Richardson, who is the Senior Acting Administrator for FEMA. The reason I'm reaching out to him is because, one, I don't have a phone, but he needs to know that the overflow shelter criteria for the homeless not to be on the street is the weather. And that criteria starts at 35 degrees and below. We're not supposed to be out in the cold, but yet we are. And where I'm staying, I have to leave at 7 in the morning, and I'm not allowed back in until 7 p.m. It's 17 degrees outside. Sir, David Richardson, really, are you a man of integrity, or are you going to come out here with us? I'll wait for that answer. The title of my message for today is Peace is Ours. Jesus said, peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. The worship song that comes with that is Virtue, Cry No More. The thought for today is, by spending time with God, I can turn my worries to peace. The best way to keep the peace God has given us is to keep your eyes on God. The example of this is Peter. When he walked on water with Jesus, he kept his eyes on God. When he took his eyes away from God and focused on the wind and the rain, he sunk. He no longer walked on water. How do we do that when the storms come? We read God's promises and spend time getting to know the Prince of Peace. The wisdom for today comes from Proverbs 12:19. It says, truthful words stand the test of time, but lies are soon exposed. We're in a season of Advent, and the code word for today is surprise. Be prepared for him to meet you in a surprising way this Christmas. Amen. Can you imagine the surprise of the shepherds when heaven burst open before them and the angelic chorus, perfect harmony, declared the birth of Christ? The prayer I'm going to leave with you comes from me. Father God, help us when we let difficult situations interfere with the peace you have freely given. Allow the Prince of Peace to fill us with hope, faith, and peace. In Jesus' name, amen. The promise comes from 2 Corinthians 13:11. It says, agree with each other, live in peace. Then the God of love and peace will be with you. Amen.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rick Knorr, and I live in the South Hills. I no longer live in the city of Pittsburgh because, well, for a variety of reasons. It was time for me to move and sell my house in Brookline, which I loved. And I lived, 65 plus years in the city, so, and I worked right down here on Grant Street for 30 years, and I know the neighborhood real well, and I know a lot of the people down here through the generations that have worked and passed through these, through this neighborhood and the rest of the city. But what concerns me today, and nobody ever talks about it, is this proposed tax increase of 30% for property owners. Now, I don't own property anymore, so it doesn't really concern me. But I know my neighbors in Brookline, many of which a high percentage are seniors, as there are in the rest of the city of Pittsburgh, are really struggling with their expenses to live in the city. I think 30% is just really excessive. And when I look at see what happened in the last, say, 4 or 5 years since COVID hit, and with the COVID relief aid that the city got, I thought that there was a lot of money misspent. Now look like we're paying the price for it. I'll go back 2 years ago, and this was one of the reasons why I sold my house in the city, was the comprehensive master plan, which I thought was ridiculous, because I sat here through the meetings and I listened to it, and I remember how one council member, and I won't say who is sitting here today, said that they had sticker shock. And another council member said that this plan was too expensive and they were against it because, we had to watch how we had to spend our money, and a lot of times these plans are thrown in the trash bin when a new administration comes in. Very, very valid points at the time. And then the third point was that the organizations that supported this, along with the planning department, were essentially social activist groups, nonprofits. Now, nonprofits don't pay taxes. The ones who foot the bill on this kind of situation, and all taxes, are homeowners and business, particularly small business leaders. You're making them foot the bill every time you raise taxes. And I think somebody has to need to speak up. Now, I do stand with these groups, with these nonprofits and social organizations, because I personally have benefited them when I was a child. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, I can tell you that. So I have a lot of empathy for these groups, but money doesn't grow on trees. And somebody has to pay for these programs. And you have to be responsible with your spending. So the thing is now that you're at a point here, business has left town because of COVID, and the business dynamics have changed. And you need to find ways to attracting business and homeowners into the city. A 30% tax increase is a business killer and a killer for homeownership in the city of Pittsburgh. People are going to leave. Let the last person to leave the city turn out the lights, as this old saying goes. Thank you for your time, and good luck with your budget this year. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. Seeing no further speakers, we'll turn to the presentation of papers, beginning with Councilman Charlin, Chair of Human Resources.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilman Caulfield, Chair of Public Safety and Wellness.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 2622, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 210, acceptance of gifts to the city of the City Code, the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Safety to accept a donation from the Friends of Allegheny County Sheriff's Office unit of a K-9 valued at $10,500. Bill 2636, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of Public Safety to enter into a professional services agreement or agreements with the Center That Cares for Group Violence Intervention and Social Services at a cost not to exceed $6 million over 2 years.
Sorry. Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Innovation and Performance, Asset Management and Technology. Councilwoman Gross does not have any papers. That takes us to Councilman Mosley, Chair of Intergovernmental Educational Affairs.
Oh, sorry. Councilman
Councilman Mosley.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
My fault, I distracted him, sorry.
Okay.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill number 2606, Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 5436 Butler Street at no cost to the city. And Bill 2607, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Pittsburgh Regional Transit for transportation services for the 2025 Richard S. Category Great Race on September 28, 2025, in an amount not to exceed $16,909.75 over 1 year.
And Councilwoman Kell Smith, Chair of Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services.
Okay, I had to take a picture because I think it's my last one. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Kell Smith presents Bill number 2608, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of Parks and Recreation on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to enter into financial and in-kind sponsorship agreements valued at $10,000 or less for the City Parks Office of Special Events 2026 season at no cost to the city. Bill 2609, resolution authorizing the mayor and the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into a facility usage agreement or agreements with Belsuver Consensus Group and Voices Against Violence for use of the McKinley Recreation Center located at 144 Amesbury Street and Warrington Recreation Center located at 329 East Warrington Avenue in order to provide recreational and community-focused activities for a term of 5 years at no cost to the city. Bill 2610, resolution authorizing the mayor and the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into a facility usage agreement or agreements with O&M Inc. and Josh Gibson Foundation for use of the Ammon Recreation Center located at 2217 Bedford Avenue in order to provide recreational and community-focused activities for a term of 5 years at no cost to the city. Bill 2611, resolution authorizing the mayor and the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into a facility usage agreement or agreements with Poor Law for use of the Bergwin Pool Building located at 328 Mansion Street in order to provide recreational and community-focused activities for a term of 5 years at no cost to the city. Bill 2612, resolution authorizing the mayor and the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into a facility usage agreement or agreements with the Mount Washington Community Center for use of the Ream Recreation Center located at 321 Merrimack Street in order to provide recreational and community-focused activities for a term of 5 years at no cost to the city. Bill 2613, resolution authorizing the mayor and the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into a facility usage agreement or agreements with Shadow Student Athlete for use of the Warrington Recreation Center located at 329 East Warrington Avenue in order to provide recreational and community-focused activities for a term of 5 years at no cost to the city.
And Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Finance and Law.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilperson Strasburger presents Bill number 2614, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Manuel R. Manker Estate, Eileen Hughes Administrator, for a single payment in 2025 in an amount not to exceed $5,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill 2615, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Ethel M. Jordan Estate, Orienta Nevels, and Leontines Duncan, Administrators, for a single payment in 2025 in an amount not to exceed $5,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill 2616, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Sabrina Kite for a single payment in 2025 in the amount not to exceed $5,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill 2617, resolution authorizing 7 open-end professional services agreements with 5 vendors to provide professional services on an on-call basis as required relating to building department training services as needed by the various departments of the City of Pittsburgh, each agreement being an amount not to exceed $250,000 annually for a 3-year term and providing for the funding of the cost thereof. Bill 2618, Resolution repealing items and resolutions approved on various dates, which authorize the sale of property in various wards of the City of Pittsburgh due to an incompletion of sale items A through G. 701 Webster Avenue, Council District 6, 530 Janilla Street, Council District 6, 1309 Paulson Avenue, Council District 9, 0 Mountain Avenue, District 3, 0 Pliny Way, District 3, 123 Overbeck Street, District 1, 2248 Lucina Avenue, District 4. Bill number 2619, resolution providing for the sale of certain property acquired by the City of Pittsburgh at tax sales, items A through AG. 2610 Bedford Avenue, District 6, 2612 Bedford Avenue, District 6, 0 Francis Street, District 6, 2903 Center Avenue, District 6, 5360 Hillcrest Street, District 9, 5362 Hillcrest Street, District 9, 5406 Kincaid Street, District 9, 6940 Hartman Lane, District 9, 0 Westmoreland Avenue, District 9, 1600 Lincoln Avenue, District 9, 4644 Chatsworth Street, District 5, 4642 Chatsworth Street, District 5, 4632 Chatsworth Street, District 5, 436 Parkwood Road, District 3, 42 Lafferty Avenue, District 3, 44 Lafferty Avenue, District 3, 1611 Belasco Avenue, District 4, 0 Valrue Street, District 2, 906 Valonia Street, District 2, 852 Susman Street, District 1, 1133 Iden Street, District 1, 1125 Voskamp Street, District 1, 2046 Lay Street, District 1, 99 Fountain Street, District 1, 40 West McIntyre Avenue, District 6, 1601 Spring Garden Avenue, District 1, 98 Watson Boulevard, District 1, 0 Marshall Avenue, District 1, 0 Richardson Avenue, District 1, 3221 Central Avenue, District 1, 237 East Meyer Street, District 4, 4408 Armor Hill Avenue, District 5, and 927 Armor Hill Avenue, District 5. Bill number 2620, resolution repealing an item in resolution number 805, effective December 7, 2023, in order to rescind the sale. And Bill 2621, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title II, Fiscal, Article 1, Administration, Chapter 202, Debt Management Policy, by updating the language in the chapter following the periodic review outlined in Section 202.14.
And Councilwoman Warwick, Chair of Public Works and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilwoman Warwick presents Bill number 2623, resolution authorizing the mayor, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to enter into an agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for the purpose of receiving grant funds in the amount of $44,600 to repave a portion of the South Side Trail. Bill 2624. Resolution amending Resolution 485 of 2025, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into an amended agreement or agreements with Studio Zood for costs associated with the Homewood Park construction project by increasing the total spend by $48,000 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $2,089,082.30. Bill 2625. Resolution authorizing the Director of the Department of Finance and the Director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into certain permanent and temporary construction easements in order to advance the trolley trail project at no cost to the city. And Bill 2632, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code at Title II, Fiscal, Article 9, Property Taxes, Chapter 263, Real Property Tax and Exemption, by fixing the rate of real estate taxation for 2026.
Councilwoman Warwick.
Yeah, I'd like to motion to waive Rule 8 for 2625, please.
You get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 2625 will be on tomorrow's Standing Committee agenda. Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 2626, resolution authorizing the mayor, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, and the director of city planning to close out a Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Community Conservation Partnership Program grant agreement, which provided funding to help develop the Hill District Parks Master Plan. Bill 2627, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to apply for grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's local share account statewide to provide funding for the construction of a park in Bedford dwellings. The grant proposal includes an ask of $1 million for this stated purpose. Bill 2628, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to apply for grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's local share account statewide to provide funding for the expansion of Pittsburgh's bike share programs POGO. The grant proposal includes an ask of $841,865.40 for this stated purpose. And Bill 2629, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to apply for grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's local share account statewide to provide funding to purchase a pumper fire truck. The grant proposal includes an ask of $1 million for this stated purpose.
And I have two communications.
Council President Lavelle presents Bill number 2630, communication from Jake Pollack, Director of the Office of Management and Budget, submitting to City Council the attached status update from the Grants Office for the week ended December 5th, 2025. And Bill 2631, communication from Sally Stadelman, Manager, Pittsburgh Land Bank, submitting the Pittsburgh Land Bank's third quarter financial report for the year 2025.
Need a motion to read, receive, and file?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bills have been read, received, and filed. Our next order of business is reports of committee for final action, beginning with Councilwoman Erica Strasburger, presenting the Committee of Finance and Law.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilperson Strasburger presents Bill number 2597, reported to Committee on Finance and Law for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2487, resolution amending Resolution 519 of 2025, which authorized the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into a professional services agreement with Buchanan, Ingersoll, and Rooney, P.C. for legal consulting services in connection with complex real property litigation and related matters by increasing the contract amount by $55,000 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $130,000 over 1 year. Bill 2511, resolution authorizing the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into a professional service agreement or agreements and amendments thereto with Whole Law Office for legal consulting services related to liquor licenses in the city in an amount not to exceed $5,000 over 1 year. Bill 2512, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of National Church Residences, Parkside Manor Senior Housing, LP, in an amount not to exceed $11,408 over 1 year, in full and final settlement of a claim for damage to the building underpass at 1306 Brookline Boulevard from a city EMS vehicle exceeding the height restriction on February 1st, 2025. Bill 2513, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Patricia Williams in an amount not to exceed $3,125 over 1 year, in full and final settlement of a claim for damage to her parked vehicle from a city fire vehicle on August 13th, 2025. Bill 2514, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Brady Patsy and his attorney, Chafin Luana, LLC, for a single payment in 2025 in an amount not to exceed $42,500 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill 2515, resolution further amending Resolution number 857 of 2023, effective December 27, 2023, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2024 Capital Budget, the proposed 2024 Community Development Program, and a 2024 through 2029 Capital Improvement Program by increasing Calera Street Bridge tip by $27,500, and increasing Corley Street Bridge tip by $27,500 to account for Federal Highway Administration funding being received at no cost to the City of Pittsburgh. Bill 2516, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 166 of the City Code, donation of city personal property, the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning to donate personal property valued at $15,000 to Lawrenceville Lifelinks to transfer ownership of the Lawrenceville Lifelinks artwork to the original artist. Bill 2517, resolution further amending Resolution 886 of 2021, effective December 27, 2021, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2022 Capital Budget and the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2022 through 2027 Capital Improvement Program, so as to decrease Steel City Boxing Association by $5,000 and increase Community Empowerment Association, Inc. by $5,000, so as to fund specific public service grant projects of the mayor's office and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 2518, resolution amending Resolution 174 of 2022, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to enter into an agreement or agreements with Commonwealth Press for services relating to the sale of officially licensed and branded City of Pittsburgh merchandise by extending the term through the end of 2027 at no cost to the city. Bill 2519, resolution amending Resolution 842 of 2024, which authorized an agreement or agreements and lease or leases by and between the City of Pittsburgh and First Vehicle Services, a Transdev company, to manage and maintain the city's vehicle fleet by increasing the authorized spend by $400,000 for a new amount not to exceed $79,249,343.75 over a 6-year period. Bill 2545, resolution authorizing the council president to approve legal service requests made by individual council members subject to limited delegation of authority. Bill 2572, resolution further amending Resolution 886 of 2021, effective December 27, 2021, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2022 Capital Budget and the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2022 through 2027 Capital Improvement Program by decreasing litter can upgrades and monitoring by $150,000 and increasing capital equipment acquisition by $150,000.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion on the bill? Councilwoman Strasburger? I believe you have an
It's me
amendment
again.
for Bill 2534.
I believe that's in.
That's in land use.
Oh, I apologize. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. That takes us to Councilman Anthony Coghill, presenting the Committee of Public Safety and Wellness.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 2598, reported to Committee on Public Safety and Wellness for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2557, resolution amending Resolution 959 of 2024, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Safety to enter on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh into an agreement or agreements with Humane Animal Rescue of Pittsburgh for detention, care, and/or euthanasia of domesticated animals by increasing the approved amount by $90,026.94 for an amended total cost not to exceed $2,370,299.94 over 3 years.
You've heard the reading and the title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. That moves us to Councilwoman Barbara Ward, presenting the Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And we'll take both bills, but Madam Clerk, if you would first read Bill 2527, just to remind members, this is a negative recommendation. So to uphold the negative recommendation, you'll vote aye. And then we'll take the rest of the bills separately.
Councilwoman Warwick presents Bill number 2601, reported to Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure for December 3rd with a negative recommendation. Bill 2527, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning to enter into an agreement or agreements with Kistler Studio, LLC, for the creation and installation of public art in the Hazelwood neighborhood at a total cost not to exceed $120,000.
You've heard the reading and entire of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. Bill number 2527, having failed to receive the legally required number of votes, is defeated. If we could now read the remainder of the bills.
Bill 2605, reported to Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2521, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into an agreement or agreements with Allegheny County with respect to salt storage, handling, and loading for the winter seasons of 2025, 2026, 26-27, and 27-28, November 1st to March 31st of each year at no cost to the city. Bill 2522, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into an agreement or agreements with Tree Pittsburgh to support seasonal tree care in an amount not to exceed $25,000 over a period of 1 year. Bill 2523, resolution providing for an amended reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary design, final design, and right-of-way phases of the Corley Street Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $1,590,000, an increase of $800,000 from the previously executed agreement. This resolution serves to authorize only the amended reimbursement agreement or agreements at no cost to the City of Pittsburgh. Future resolutions will authorize the project-specific service agreements. Bill 2524, resolution providing for an amended reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary design, final design, and right-of-way phases of the Calera Street Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $1,384,000, an increase of $750,000 from the previously executed agreement. This resolution serves to authorize only the amended reimbursement agreement or agreements at no cost to the city. Future resolutions will authorize the project-specific service agreements. Bill 2525, resolution providing for an amended reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary design, final design, and right-of-way phases of the California Avenue Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $3,120,000, an increase of $2,100,000 from the previously executed agreement. This resolution serves to authorize only the amended reimbursement agreement or agreements at no cost to the city. Future resolutions will authorize the project-specific service agreements. Bill 2574, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into an agreement or agreements with Caliber Contracting Service, Inc. for costs associated with the construction of the Sawmill Run Salt Storage Facility and providing for payments not to exceed $6,907,813.31 over a period of 2 years.
You've heard the reading and the title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Warwick.
Yeah, on Bill 2574, so the Sawmill Run Salt Storage Facility, I know that members had some concerns about the price tag on that one. And I just wanted to, I texted a couple members directly, but just wanted to say that I did speak with Director Hornstein, and my understanding is that one, the current facility needs to be demoed. Also, there's some pretty extensive site prep that needs to be done, including stormwater management work. And then that this will be a sort of a wood-based building rather than concrete because of the salt. At any rate, I just wanted to, in case members still have questions, that is the information that I have on that for the price tag. So, and because I did ask him too if it would be, if it would sort of slow things down to recommit and discuss again. And he did express concern that if we don't get it under contract quickly, that then that could result in the price tag going up. So I just wanted to put that out there for members as additional information. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got Councilwoman Smith, followed by Councilman Coghill.
Thank you. And Councilwoman, I appreciate that information. It's helpful to know, but I'd actually like an itemized breakdown of all the costs. And what I will say is I did look into the county built a structure for, I think it was around $1.5 million. This is $6 million for both demo and for the reconstructions, but I'd like to get some breakdown of what exactly the costs are going to. So I would like to recommit the bill. It's in my district.
Motion
Motion to recommit.
Well, can we finish our discussion first?
Sure.
That'll be a priority. Councilman Coghill?
Yep. No, I want to thank Councilwoman Cale Smith. I support her motion. I will be supporting as much as I wanted to see this salt storage facility replaced. That's an expensive price tag. It's $6 million. And so moving forward, whether we keep what's there, repair it, I think we need to take a better look at it and talk about the price tag and see if it's actually needed. So I support it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Warwick?
Oh, I just, something else that came to mind is just to clarify that this would be he said, let me look at the text. I think it was a 7,000 ton. This will be the largest salt storage facility that we have. And it will also, so last winter, we were very close to not having the salt that we needed. And the size of this facility, the point of that is to ensure that we have enough salt on hand. So I just want to add that as information as well.
Thank you. Any further discussion? If not, Councilwoman Cale Smith?
Motion to recommit.
Roll call vote?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Cale Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. That's 2574. Bill 2574 will be recommitted and be on tomorrow's standing committee agenda.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, while aye, her name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Cale Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required number of votes, is passed finally. That takes us to Councilperson Bob Charlin, presenting the Committee of Human Resources.
Councilperson Charlin presents Bill number 2600, reported to Committee on Human Resources for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2502, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with the Fair Housing Partnership of Pittsburgh for the implementation and administration of fair housing programming and related costs in an amount not to exceed $64,500. Bill 2503, resolution amending Resolution 717 of 2022, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Department of Human Resources and Civil Service to enter into an agreement with Dayforce for services relating to the administration of the City of Pittsburgh's Human Capital Management System, which includes payroll and benefits. This amendment will extend the agreement by 5 years and will add funding by increasing the approved amount by $2,403,643 for a new total cost not to exceed $5,540,750. Bill 2504, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with the Pittsburgh Regional Transit to allow the city to participate in the PRT NERPASS program for a one-year pilot for calendar year 2026 at a total cost not to exceed $275,000. Bill 2556, resolution amending Resolution 654 of 2024, which authorized the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a professional services agreement and or contracts with Bike Share Pittsburgh, Inc., to provide annual Pogo Bicycle Share memberships to any City of Pittsburgh employee requesting one, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof by increasing the authorized spend by $52,500 for an additional year and a half for a new total not to exceed $122,500.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell-Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required number of votes, is passed finally. That moves us to Councilman Bobby Wilson, presenting the Committee of Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 2602, reported to Committee on Land Use and Economic Development for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2528, resolution authorizing the Director of the Department of City Planning on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into licenses or temporary easements as necessary for the city to perform maintenance and or removal of the Lawrenceville Lifelinks charm bracelet artwork without cost to the city. Bill 2529, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning to enter into agreements and or contracts with Pittsburgh Community Reinvestment Group for the purpose of utilizing an AmeriCorps Vista in the Department of City Planning, cost not to exceed $21,900 over 1 year. Bill 2533, resolution further amending Resolution 863 of 2018, effective January 1, 2019, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2019 Capital Budget and the 2019 Community Development Block Grant Program, approving the 2017 through 2022 Capital Improvement Program by reducing Kitchen of Grace by $1,000 and Homewood Renaissance Association by $2,500, and increasing Macedonia Family and Community Enrichment Center by $1,000, and Naomi's Place Transitional Housing by $2,500, and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 2534, resolution further amending Resolution 886 of 2021, effective December 27, 2021, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2022 Capital Budget and the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2022 through 2027 Capital Improvement Program by reducing Steel City Boxing Association by $638.61, Northside Leadership Conference by $5,000, Pittsburgh National Youth Boxing by $610.61, Allies for Health and Well-Being by $5,000, and Troy Hill Citizens by $4,000, and increasing YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh Allegheny by $638.61, Macedonia Family and Community Enrichment Center by $5,610.61, and Jeremiah's Place by $5,000, and Catapult Greater Pittsburgh by $4,000, so as to fund specific City Council Public Service grant projects and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 2586. Resolution further amending Resolution 840 of 2019, effective January 1, 2020, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2020 Capital Budget and the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program, approving the 2020 through 2025 Capital Improvement Program by reducing Troy Hill Citizens by $6,000 and increasing Catapult Greater Pittsburgh by $6,000, and authorizing a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 2591. Resolution amending Resolution 857 of 2023, effective December 27, 2023, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2024 Capital Budget, the proposed 2024 Community Development Program, and the 2024 through 2029 Capital Improvement Program by amending war memorials and public art deliverables.
You have heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Strasburger.
Yes, you have in front of you an amendment by substitution for Bill 2534. It makes a small change in the reallocation of CDBG funds, and I'd like to make a motion to amend by substitution.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill has been amended. Any further discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor to pass the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Keel-Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. That takes us to Councilwoman Deborah Gross, presenting the Committee of Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill number 2603, reported to Committee on Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2505, Resolution amending Resolution 862 of 2024, which authorized the mayor and the director of public safety to enter into an amended agreement or agreements with Gelada for software subscription-based client relations management services by increasing the total not to exceed amount by $71,093 for a new total not to exceed amount of $275,524.72 over 4 years. Bill 2506. Resolution amending Resolution 718 of 2022, authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Innovation and Performance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement or agreements and amendments thereto with Computronics, Inc. for subscribed services to handle day-to-day maintenance and support of One Stop PGH, including to address any defects that may arise with the system and to define service level agreements for resolution time, meeting the needs of the City of Pittsburgh by increasing the approved amount by $1,616,281 for an amended total cost not to exceed $2,840,763 over 6 years. Bill 2507. Resolution amending Resolution 878 of 2024, effective December 3rd, 2024, which authorized the mayor, the director of public works, and the director of innovation and performance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an amended agreement or agreements and amendments thereto with Cartograph, now doing business as OpenGov, Inc., to meet the continuation of service needs of the City of Pittsburgh by extending the agreement an additional 3 years and increasing the cost by $707,379.03 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $2,551,173.55 over 13 years. Bill 2508. Resolution amending Resolution 338 of 2024, authorizing the mayor, the director of the Department of Innovation and Performance, and the director of permits, licenses, and inspections on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement or agreements and amendments thereto with Computronics USA, Inc., to provide ongoing professional services to continue to develop and upgrade the Posse LMS system in support of One Stop PGH, permitting program meeting the needs of the city of Pittsburgh by increasing the approved amount by $300,000 for an amended total not to exceed $2,977,278 over 6 years. Bill 2562, resolution amending Resolution 155 of 2023, authorizing an amendment or amendments to the existing rooftop license agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and 600 GS Prop LP, a Pennsylvania limited partnership, in order to extend the term through December 31st, 2030, and allow additional equipment installations by increasing the approved amount by $60,000 for an amended total cost not to exceed $440,387.56.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when her name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is passed finally. And finally, Councilman Kari Mosley, presenting the Committee on Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill number 2604, reported to Committee on Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs for December 3rd, 2025, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 2509, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to enter into a cooperation agreement or agreements with the City of Pittsburgh Equipment Leasing Authority to provide for the leasing of 5 street sweepers, the maintenance included, at a cost not to exceed $2,299,257.80 over 5 years. Bill 2537, resolution authorizing the execution of a quitclaim deed and associated agreements conveying all of the city's right, title, and interest into that certain city-owned property located at West Hall Street in the 27th Ward of the city and designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block and Lot 75J75, Council District 2, to the Allegheny County Sanitary Authority in exchange for just compensation. Bill 2538, resolution authorizing the mayor, the director of the Department of Finance, and the director of Public Works to enter into an easement agreement or agreements with the Allegheny County Sanitary Authority for certain work to be performed on 3 city-owned parcels being identified in the Allegheny County Department of Real Estate as 9E209 River Alley, Pittsburgh 15212, Council District 1, 7L31 Beaver Avenue, Council District 6, 7M1109 Sprout Way, Council District 6, at no cost to the city and to accept just compensation. Bill 2564, resolution amending Resolution 52 of 2021, providing for an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and the Borough of Wilkinsburg for the collection of a portion of the borough's municipal waste by the city for a term of 5 years by extending the ending date by 6 months to June 30th, 2026, and increasing the amount by $539,785.75 for a new cost not to exceed $5,073,239.51.
You have heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Warwick.
Yes, thank you. I have a motion to amend 2564 to correct the dollar amount.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The bill has been amended. Any further discussion? If not, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required number of votes, is passed finally. That moves us to motions and resolutions. Is there anything from members? Councilman Mosley.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to thank State Senator Jay Costa, State Representative Joe McAndrew, and State Rep Latasha Mays for partnering with myself as well as Petra International Ministries to get East Hills Drive paved for the first time in, I think, over 20 years. It's definitely was a you know, we know how important paving is, you know, around the city, but for this particular neighborhood, you know, it really has become a beacon of hope to show that, you know, we are investing in East Hills. And even though it was the Penn Hills portion of the road, it is the portion of the road that many city residents use moving from Homewood into East Hills. We had a ribbon cutting this morning. It was a joyous occasion. Definitely shouts out to Elder Bothrop and Bishop Clay for Petra in their partnership, because it was a unique state program that we had to use, and we had to partner with a nonprofit, and Petra Ministries was that nonprofit that we partnered with to get that road paved, and for the first time in, some say 25 years. I don't know if it was that long, but it was way too long, and you know, it just shows the type of partnerships and collaborations that are necessary to get things done. So I just wanted to thank everyone for their participation and cooperation in that effort.
Thank you. Anything else from members? Councilwoman Strasburger.
Yeah, I neglected to call for a moment of silence for Jeff Cohen, resident of Squirrel Hill, but had served as chair of the parking authority, and I served with him on that board for many years, and former Alderdice coach, really dedicated to, or owner of the Swellman Street Deli, really dedicated to his community. I wanted to just offer a moment of silence.
Absolutely, thank you. Thank you. Anything else from members? If not, that'll take us to meeting announcements. Immediately following this meeting, we will have an agency conference on the city budget back in the large conference room. I certainly encourage all my colleagues to attend. Staff may also attend. Also, this afternoon at 1, council will hold an executive session on personnel matters and bills 2568, 2614, 2615, and 2616. Also, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, council will hold a budget hearing for the mayor's office, which I will be chairing. Tomorrow, Wednesday, December 10th at 10 a.m., council will hold our standing committee meeting. Speaker registration will close at 9 a.m. To register to speak, please fill the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage or call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Also, tomorrow at 1:30, council will hold a budget hearing for the Office of Management and Budget, chaired by Councilwoman Strasburger. With that, we need a motion to approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.